Hi, it's Lori Richardson, and today we are going to talk about the R word. What's the R word? Richardson. Just kidding. The R word is recession. I know it is on the tip of everybody's tongues. It's in the back of their minds. It's in the front of the media's minds because they are talking about it all the time. So here's the deal. Most of my clients and most people that I talk to have heard of a recession, but they're not necessarily exactly sure what it is. So over the coming weeks, we want to share some information with you and just talk a little bit about what a recession is, what it isn't, and also share some tips and strategies with you to give you a leg up on your competition. If you are thinking about buying or selling real estate or just owning real estate, we're going to share some things that will give you peace of mind and might surprise you. So let's start with the definition of a recession, right? What is it? The actual definition of a recession is a period of temporary economic decline during which trade and industrial activity are reduced, generally identified by a fall in GDP in 2 successive quarters. Right? So here's the English version of that, right? GDP is gross domestic product, and that's just a measure of everything that is produced in the US. So all a recession is a reduction of that 2 quarters in a row or 6 months at a time. Not so scary when you really unpack it, right? If you look back over history, there's a lot of times we haven't even known we've entered a recession until we're either in the middle of it or through it. Think about that for a minute. The second question that we get a lot is, when will the next recession begin, right? As you can see, 40% of experts predict that the next recession will begin sometime in 2020. But the thing I want you to really remember, if you don't take anything else from this video, the one thing I want you to remember is that we are in the longest running period of economic expansion in US history. Right? That is important enough that I want to say it again. We are in the longest running period of economic expansion in US history. That's a big deal. When we think about the expansion and contractions, and we drag out our economics books from college, right? That was a long time ago for me. But remember that an expansion, it's always followed by what? A contraction, which is always followed by what? An expansion, which is followed by a contraction. So the biggest thing about this, you guys, is just remember that this is totally normal. It is the way that our economy works, and it's completely normal. If we didn't have periods of contraction and expansion, we wouldn't have an economy. So in the coming weeks, we're going to talk more about what we might expect in the real estate market and how these recessions might impact real estate prices or home prices and real estate in general. And I think you might be surprised. Again, our goal is to help you to see what we see, kind of peek behind the curtains a little bit, but also have a competitive advantage, because your competition, if you are thinking about buying or selling or just owning real estate, is not thinking this way, and they are fearful. And that is not a good place to be right now. So in the meantime, again, watch for our future videos. In the meantime, if you have questions or you want to call and just chat through and how does this impact me and my family, we will absolutely help you do that. 720-200-6868. Talk to you soon.